Good night, world. It's 8 o'clock. I decided to make another video. Yeah. It's 8 o'clock getting late. Man, every time I'm off, the day goes by so fast, man. I woke up at 11 today, and now it's already 8 o'clock. It's crazy. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my video I made yesterday. Earlier this morning, I mean. Sorry. Yeah. What'd you do, Ivan? I saw my video, then I watched YouTube. I rewatched the Lord of the Rings documentary, that Prime Theater. Man, I recommend you guys go to Prime Theater's channel on YouTube. He has an amazing documentary about Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, the Star Wars sequels, the Star Wars prequels, Star Wars originals. He has a documentary for all that. Prime Theater on YouTube. Yeah. 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 So I've been doing post-production. Yeah, when I saw a documentary in Hollywood, when they do post-production, obviously, and when the film is finally done, they have to create like a lot of film to ship it for distribution for the theaters. Whereas I don't have to worry about that because my company is straight to 4K Blu-ray. Yeah. The visual effects team, the file's now ready. We send it to Amazon. And then Amazon sends the file to all the distribution centers around the world, and they just burn it onto the 4K Blu-ray. It's cheaper. It's much easier than the theater thing, right? The theater thing, you got to ship every film to all theater chains in the world. Whereas for straight to 4K Blu-ray, you just have one. You send Amazon one file, and they send all the files to all the distribution centers around the world, and then they burn it onto the 4K Blu-ray. It's easier that way. Because yeah, it's much easier than the theater thing. Yeah, and I went on Google. Can the theater chains handle 1,000 people? The AI overview told me no, they can't. And that's what I'm saying. That's why the theater thing won't work. Even the big theater chains around the world, they can't handle a billion people going to the theaters. It's too crazy. That's what my only option is. Even if I build 2,000 theaters, that's not enough for a billion people. It's too crazy. Your employees can't handle that. Hence why I have two choices. Either I do streaming, which is the obvious choice, but I don't like streaming, or straight to 4K Blu-ray. Straight to 4. And I went on YouTube. I went on Google too. I said, can Amazon handle a billion people? They said yes. Amazon can handle a billion people because they have a huge company. Oh. I said, can Amazon handle a billion orders? It said yes, Amazon can handle a billion orders. They just have to have more preparation. Yeah, and Amazon can handle a billion people ordering my movie. $700 million people that order my movie, they can handle it. Whereas the theater thing, you can't handle it. It's too crazy. That's why my company will not be going to theaters, guys. My movies will not be on theaters. Straight to 4K Blu-ray. I'm sorry? Ivan, will Peter be more excited for your movie than Lord of the Rings? Of course he will. I'm acting as fucking tactics, man. He's like, Ivan, he's like, Ivan, come on, man. You fucking kidding me? I'm obviously more excited for your movie than I am Lord of the Rings, man. You're fucking acting as tactics, Ivan. You kidding me? Don't tell me that. VJ's playing Lithia. Yeah. He was excited to see me and VJ, obviously. But anyway, don't hate me, son. Please, Ivan, come on, man. You kidding me? Of course I'm more excited for your movie, man. Ivan, like, you got me out of the Hollywood system. You paid me way more money than what I made for Lord of the Rings. You gave me an unlimited $1.8 budget. And you're playing the lead of tactics, Ivan. You fucking kidding me? Of course I'm more excited for your movie than I was Lord of the Rings. Oh, Ivan, yeah, tell me that, Peter, yeah. People tell me that. Yeah. People tell me that, yeah. People tell me, yeah, Ivan, you're looking at a better story than Ivan. Your story is better than Lord of the Rings. So tell me that, Peter. Yeah, Ivan, I enjoyed your book more than I did Lord of the Rings, Ivan. Your book is much more easy to follow. You know, it's a deep, powerful story, but it's more easy. Your book is much more easy to follow than Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is fucking a drag to follow, Ivan, because J.R.R. Tolkien has so many things going on. Yeah, J.R.R. Tolkien even said in one of his writings, in one of his interviews at his time, right? He said Lord of the Rings was unfilmable. Yeah, because he has so many things going on. It's so rich. It's so detailed. There's a reason why Peter had to cut out so many things in the book. Peter had to cut out so many things. And he had to change some events that fit with another timeline. Yeah, because Lord of the Rings, there's so many things going on every page. It's crazy. Whereas my book is easier to follow. Much easier to follow Lord of the Rings. He's like, yeah, Ivan, your book is much more easier to follow. And I enjoyed your story more than J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, Ivan. I know, Peter. It's a better story than Lord of the Rings. And I think your movie would better my Lord of the Rings, Ivan. First of all, you're acting as tacky as VJ's Lithia. That makes the movie much better. And what? And you gave me a $1.8 budget. You're looking at a beautiful world and a war that'll blow my wars out of the water, yeah. Some sound? Yeah. Yeah, people tell me that. People tell me that, yeah. Yeah. People tell me that. And you know, I even think of that scene like Faramir in the Osgiliath battle in the beginning of Return of the King. You have a scene like that in Xanus, and you have the demon wolves look like that approaching, like, and Taxis are scared. Holy shit! Looking at our matches, like when you guys fight the devils, and the wolves are also badass fighters. So you know how the orcs are badass fighters. Yeah, the wolves are badass fighters, but the Northerns are also badass fighters. And you feel for us. Holy shit! Please don't die. That's why we're gonna be legends, man. Yeah, please, yeah, you guys are gonna be legends, man. You're gonna be a legend, Ivan, once you do this movie, man. Yeah, and all your Hollywood stars are gonna be world famous. Yeah, that's why I'm launching their careers. Because now the whole world knows about the stars and they're world famous. Once I do my movie, all the Xanus stars are world famous. I launch their careers, hence why they're going to be more successful in Hollywood. They can sell their movies better. But I told you, even though they're in Hollywood and they have a pretty successful career, or a very successful career, there's still a side tension. Hence why they're going to beg me to resign them. Peter was even big. Ivan, can I you ready next movie? I'm like, no, Peter, you're not good for next movie. Ivan, please. You might cry, Ivan, please, man. I don't want about all that. I don't want to work for you, man. You signed me to a massive deal. I'm like, Peter, you're not good for the Great Escape, man. So, Sarah, you're getting old. I recommend after you do this movie, Peter, just spend time with your family, retire. You made your, I don't know, you signed your $1.2 million deal. You made your, I don't know, $700 million, $670 million off the movie. You have more money in your bank, Peter. Just retire, give your kids their wills, and just enjoy life for the next 20 years of your life, Peter. You never have to work again, Peter. You made so much money. Oh yeah, I made so much gold off the movie. I think I might retire. People might retire after saying this. Yeah, I might retire. He never has to work again. Right now, he never has to work again. He's a multi-billionaire. But after having all this money and making that money off Xanus, Peter never has to work again. He easily give his kids their wills and grandkids their wills. Just retire, Peter, and enjoy your life with your family. I recommend. Or if you want to work in Hollywood, you can work in Hollywood. But Hollywood will be throwing Peter a lot of offers too, right? After Xanus, obviously. Peter might be like, guys, I'm retiring. I made more enough money out of Xanus. I don't want to work in Hollywood anymore. Yeah, you might just retire, Peter. After Xanus. Because he'll be in his 70s. Peter will be like 75, 74 when he directs Xanus. He's older now, man. Whereas in Lord of the Rings, he was a young dude. He was like 39 when he directed, 40 years old when he directed Lord of the Rings, Peter. He was like 41. When he started shooting the movie, Peter was like 38 or something like that around there. And then by the time filming ended, Peter was like 40 years old. So he was much younger than he is now. Now he's like 75. He's 35 years older. Peter, you see the difference. You're going to see the difference with him and him in my movie. Yeah, Peter in Lord of the Rings was a young dude. And you see him in I's movie, he's much older. Yeah, he's older now. He's much older. And the work is a bit tougher for him, but you see him working hard. He's still working hard. Because I paid him a lot of money, and he doesn't want to fuck up my story, Peter. That's why in the party, I'm going to pull him aside. I'm like, Peter, please, I need this, man. Ivan, like, why? Ivan, your movie's going to make its money. I'm like, Peter, it's not about the money. It's about the art. You know what I'm saying? The difference between me and Michael Lynn when he pulled Peter over the side in the party, Michael Lynn wanted Lord of the Rings to be successful artistically and financially. Whereas me, I know Xanus will be successful financially because I have the keys, I'm special. I want it to be successful artistically, Peter. I don't want the movie flopping artistically. I want us to make an amazing movie just as good as Lord of the Rings, if not better, Peter. I won't tell him that, but Peter, I want to make an amazing trilogy. I want my movie to be better than the book. I have no worry about it. We're going to make an amazing movie together, Ivan. Don't worry about it, Ivan. So I'm like, okay. I pull him over aside in the party. You guys might see that in the documentary. Yeah. Well, you pull him over, Ivan. I'll pull him over once the day Peter signs his contract if I choose him, and when he parties up my house, that's when I'm going to pull him over aside. I'm like, Peter, please, I need this. We need to write a good script together. I want this to be an amazing movie. I don't worry about work. I'm going to make an amazing movie. I'm going to work harder for you than I even did for Bob Shane, Michael Lynn, Ivan. People tell me that, yeah. I don't worry about it. I'm going to work harder for you than I even did for Bob Shane and Michael Lynn. I'm going to work triple harder for you, Ivan. Are you kidding me, Ivan? You paid me way more money. You gave me my freedom. You gave me this unlimited budget. They gave me a shitty $9 million budget. You know what I'm saying? And they only paid me $250 million, Ivan. You're paying me way more than what they paid me. Tell me that, Peter, yeah. And I gave him his freedom. Don't forget that, right? Yeah. I have no worry about it. We're going to make an amazing movie together. We got to make an amazing movie together. Xanus has to be a masterpiece, yeah. Will you do a premiere for all three movies simultaneously? Yes. Xanus is going to be releasing a box set, so I'm going to do a premiere for the entire movie. So you're going to see, at the Red Card event, you're going to see posters for Volume 1, billboards for Volume 1, posters for Volume 2, billboards for Volume 2, posters for Volume 3, billboards for Volume 3. Because I'm selling the whole movie in a box set. I'm not releasing it year by year. Separately. Please, why don't you do that? You'll make more money. I know, Peter, you want me to do that. That way you can get a piece of each movie and make more money. I'm not going to do that, Peter. I'm not selling it individually. I don't want to keep the fans away. Just sell it in a box set. Straight to 4K Blu-ray. Sell the whole thing in a box set. It's easier that way. That way the whole world can watch the entire movie. Yeah. Me releasing it year by year is just me being greedy. Yeah, Ivan's greedy. He wants to release it year by year. That way he makes more money. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be working on The Great Escape and have to worry about releasing Volume 2 and all of a sudden I'm distracted. No, release the whole 3-movie box set with the Will to Buy on Amazon. Has the red carpet events for all 3 movies. He was like, yeah, Ivan's better that way. The whole world sees all 3 movies. Release it in a box set. It's easier that way. A nice box set, Ivan. I'm like, yeah, Peter, a nice box set. A 4K box set. That's nice, Ivan. Ivan, can I get a bit more of that box set, Ivan? Of the 4K Blu-ray film profits, Ivan? I'm like, no, Peter. $700 million is enough. I'm not paying more money. If I make 14, right? I'm not paying more than $700 million, Peter. You're getting greedy. This is more than what you make for the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits, sir. Some Sarah? When you film the behind the scenes of Amazon prepping the 4K Blu-ray, I might have the doc team film what's going on and behind the scenes with them when they prepare the movies. No, you don't have to film that. No, you don't have to film that. Yeah. Amazon will constantly bother me. Ivan, is the merch ready yet? Is the film ready yet? I'm like, no, it's not ready yet. Some Sarah? Yeah. Because they want that 20%. Oh, see, Amazon, they want that 20% so bad, right? Yeah. That's why they're bothering me. Is the film ready yet, Ivan? I'm like, no, it's not ready yet, guys. When it's ready, I'll let you know and we'll send you the file, the footage. And you burn the footage onto the 4K Blu-ray disc for the world to buy. You create the beautiful box set and it's available for purchase on my website. Linked to your site, obviously, Amazon. Yeah. Yeah. So you're looking at an amazing event. Yeah, you're looking at an amazing event for the Red Card event. It's a huge event. Yeah. They'll ask me, what are you thinking of for your event? I'm thinking like you have there's a big we have the limo drivers. Sorry, the hotel is packed with a bunch of fans, and the Red Card event starts outside and it leads inside. Something fucking cool. It starts inside and it leads outside, and the fans all gather on there, and you have the background and the billboards, the posters, and then me, Peter, and all the actors and media were featured on the Red Card event, and the crewmen featured. Amazing event. And I'll film the Red Card event too. The hotel part I'm not filming, but the Red Card event I'm going to film that too. Yeah. I'll release the Red Carpet event video after the movie gets released, right? Or maybe around the same time the movie arrives in the mail, maybe a month later, I release the Red Carpet event. A lot of things to be excited for. So after you watch the movie, I also release the Red Carpet event video. Or I don't have to film that. I don't know. I'll film the Red Carpet event. We'll see what happens, obviously. Yeah. I'm thirsty. I need a drink. Yeah, I think I might go to the store and buy myself a drink. Yeah, I'm thirsty. What kind of drink? I don't know. Maybe a Coke Zero. It's healthy. Fucking thirsty. Yeah. I haven't been going to travel in like 3.5 weeks. I've been lazy. I've been postponing it. And I've been eating horribly bad too. So I lost the will, but I'm gonna go back to the travel. I gotta be serious. I'll lose this weight. Don't hate me, Jim saying, yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend, right? Yeah. Alright, you're evil. You have a wife, man. Yeah, my wife is a cheating whore. She doesn't listen to me. She keeps fucking guys on my back. I'm gonna get my girlfriend doing it. She's pissed off, VJ. I'm sorry, man. Karma's a bitch. There you go. I'm not gonna listen to VJ when she cries me, man. It gives me hell. Because she's gonna keep seeing the guys behind my back, so why should I listen to you either? You watch your whole game, VJ. You think it's okay for you to see guys and fuck them behind my back? I'm never gonna know. But when Ivan has one girlfriend, you give him hell for it. You don't want him seeing a chick when you're a fucking cheating whore. You're not worthy of judging VJ. You know it. That's why I'm not gonna let you do that, VJ. I don't hate his head. Yeah. 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 So Xanus, you have to film back to back, yes. Because Xanus is one story, you can't do a thing where you film one movie and you film the next movie 3 years later because the actors are going to be getting older. And Xanus is a continuational story like Lord of the Rings. Like Lord of the Rings, the whole thing takes place in a couple months, right? Pretty much, right? Yeah, the movies make you think it's like a few days, but no, when you read the book, it takes for almost months to yeah. The story takes place for like months when the fellowship begins. Before that, it's even years because Gandalf comes back like 18 years later after for the hunt for Gollum. After the hunt for Gollum, he comes back like 18 years later when he talks to Frodo. Whereas in the movie, he comes back like, I don't know, a week later. They made some changes, obviously. My story, the whole thing takes place in like, I don't know, like 3.5 weeks. Well, no, volume 1 is year. You have years. It's years because you have when Taki's born, when he's a kid, and he's older, obviously. But after that, the story is only like a 3.5 week journey, whatever it is, when you read the book. 3.5 week, 4 week journey, whatever it is, around there. And you can't do a thing where you film one movie, and you come back and film on the next movie. You have to film it all back to back, which means you're looking at like a 1 year shoot, man, something crazy. I highly doubt even 10 months. It'll probably take maybe a year to shoot the movie, perhaps even more than a year, man. I'll ask Peter, how long will this take to shoot? Oh, Ivan, you're looking at it at least a year to shoot all this, Ivan. It's dirty work. That's why you pay the actors a lot of money. Yeah. How long did it take to shoot Lord of the Rings? But excluding the additional shoots, right? The reshoots. I heard it took 9 months to film Lord of the Rings, but they did additional reshoots, obviously. Okay, principal photography. The 3 films were shot simultaneously in New Zealand from October 11th, 1999 to December 22nd, 2000. So how many months is that? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 5. So it took them a year and yeah, Xanus might be more than a year. It might be a 1 year, maybe 3 month shoot, man. Thing is, I made 10 months is me being humble. People told me, yeah, it's gonna take us a good like year and 3 months to film this. And that's why you gotta pay the actors a lot of money, man. That way they work hard for you. Yeah. Obviously. Because October to October, the following year is 1 year. That's 12 months. And then you have November, December. Yeah, it might take a year to film Zane's. But Lord of the Rings, they also did reshoots, additional pickup shoots. So it took them like a year plus to film the whole thing. And those Lord of the Rings actors made nothing, man. New Line's fucking evil, man. You had those actors who had dirty work, and you paid them nothing for it, man. They're fucking evil. They should have given the actors a deal. Look, man, if the movie's successful, you get a cut of the back end. They did that deal for Peter, but the actors were not fortunate enough to get a deal like that, obviously. I told you, Lord of the actors made nothing, and Peter took the whole treasure himself for Lord of the Rings. He's a greedy pig, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, it's his money, I understand. Peter deserved the money. He worked his ass off on Lord of the Rings. It was his movie. That money belonged to him. But my point is, those Lord of the Rings actors, they worked so hard for Peter, and they were a part of the success with Peter. They deserved a piece of the back end. They deserved a piece of Peter's money. Obviously, Peter should have made his $240 million, and the actors got the rest, like their $1.2 million. They deserve a nice piece of the back end, but Peter's greedy. He took all that treasure himself, obviously. The actors got nothing for Lord of the Rings. Whereas for my movie, I'm giving all the what? The Xanus Stars a piece of the gold. That way they're not pissed off. Because I know they're going to be doing new work. Chances are it might take me, a year, maybe a year and 2 months to film Xanus. Something crazy, man. It's dirty work, man. Yeah. Here's a guy, I did The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, man. You got to prep yourself, man. Working for 1 year is not fun. It's blood, sweat, and tears. They'll tell me that Peter is dirty work. Because I paid Peter $65 million, I'll work hard for me because he's getting paid. He's making his $65 million. More than what Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, he only got $10 million for that. For shooting all 3 movies, Peter Jackson made his $10 million for Lord of the Rings. And I'm paying him $65 million. I'm giving him a $10 million bonus after that. And I'm paying all the Hollywood actors are rich contracts. Yeah, it's fun. We don't mind shooting for a year. You're paying us a lot of money. Yeah, paying a lot of money. You gotta work hard. That's how it works. Sorry? Yeah. Gotta work hard, man. That's how it works. Gotta work hard. Emma. Yeah, so it took Lord of the Rings was like a 1 year and like 2 month shoot. 1 year and 3 month shoot. But if you include the additional pickup shoots, obviously, the reshoots, the additional shoots, it'd probably be a year and like, I don't know, 6 months, maybe 7 months. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but I pray to God we don't have to do reshoots or pickup shots. Obviously, Peter, we don't have to do pickup shots. Because Peter's a perfectionist, he wants to make the best movie possible. Somebody tells me, he calls me, Ivan, I want to add some things in the movie to make it better. Okay, how much money do you want to put? Okay, Ivan, you got to put a good $150 million towards pickup shots, Ivan. And I have to put in an extra money. If I end up doing pickup shots for the movie, I have to price the movie for more money. Maybe 135 instead of 125. I price it for 135. That way I make more money, obviously. Yeah. I work at 9 tomorrow. Over 40. Yeah. Yeah. That's why the work will be tougher for Peter. Because he's older now. He'll be in his 70s, Peter. He'll be working hard, but you can tell the work is... Peter's now, he gets tired faster. He's a bit more fatigued because he's not as young as he used to be. In Lord of the Rings, he was a young guy. He was only like 38, 40. Whereas now he's like in his 70s. He's getting older. The work is a bit tough for him, but he still works hard for me because I pay him a lot of money, man. I paid Peter his $1 billion. He has to work hard for me. Peter. Yeah. The work will be tough for Mel too, because Mel's older now too. Mel will be like, I don't know, pushing 80 when he directs Xanus. Like 78, 79, 78. Well, he's 66 now. So by the time we do Xanus, he'll be like, yeah, 79, almost 80 Mel Gibson. So the work will be tough for him too. Because Mel Gibson's now like pushing 80 when he directs Xanus. Both directors are getting old, hence why the work will be a bit tough for them. They're still going to work hard for me because I pay them a lot of money. They're going to work hard for me. They ain't paid. They ain't paid the big bucks. Yeah. Yeah. So Peter might push War of Aratat, yes. I'm like, Peter, I don't want War of Aratat. I want him looking like that devil there I showed you. Okay, Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, it'll be better if you have some features. Yes, Peter. I know what I'm doing. If you have him like a werewolf, it'll be a masterpiece, but it won't be as good. I don't want Aratat looking like a werewolf, Peter. I want him looking like that if I keep showing you. I know I'm doing, Sarah. Yeah. Yeah, I heard Weta Workshop also designs the prosthetic mask. So what I can do is the mask designs will be obviously Weta Workshop. But I'm gonna have to hire like a 100 team for Weta Workshop. Because yeah, if you need a big team to pull it off, man. If you want prosthetic masks for the demonic wolves and bats, you need like a 120 team from Weta Workshop to work on it. Yeah. I might have them start working on it maybe even first year. Perhaps. Weta Workshop. They have to start working on it maybe. No, second year is good enough. 2 years is, yeah, Peter's Ivan, 2 years is enough time for them to work on it, yeah. You give them 2 years, and during production, they're still working on it. That way, for the end war, they have all the prosthetic masks all ready, obviously. Because I don't want full CGI for the demonic wolves and bats. I want them wearing the prosthetic masks, but it's more professional. Like that Delving Animal keeps showing me, it looks more professional than the orcs in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Ivan, so you want updated prosthetic masks. Yes, updated whereby they look better than they did for your Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Ivan, technology is much better now since I did Lord of the Rings. Looking at amazing masks, yeah. Ivan, that's just more work for them. I know, Peter, but I don't like your Azog look for the Hobbit, Peter. If you have full-on CG Eritad who look like a devil, but who look a bit computer like Azog, I don't like that computer look for Lord of the Rings movie. That's why I don't want digital film cameras, Peter. IMAX cameras. I don't want digital IMAX cameras, Peter. I want film IMAX cameras. That way you get the more natural look. But I'm gonna mix it with the unheard of special effects and visual effects. And the world looks amazing. The wolves and bats are devils and demons. I know what I'm doing. So Sarah? Because the orcs in Lord of the Rings look a bit too natural. I don't want the wolves looking too natural. You mix it with the special effects. Tell the special effects team, I want you applying a lot of money towards the demonic characters too. That way they look more amazing. Okay, Ivan, I see what you're saying. And they're devils. I know what I'm doing, yeah. Demons and devils. Yeah, man. That's why Xanus be a masterpiece. A masterpiece, yeah, man. Masterpiece. It's already 9 o'clock. Xanus will be a masterpiece, yeah, man. A masterpiece. Yeah, man. A masterpiece. Xanus. So the wolves will be devils. Yeah, you're gonna see the wolves killing children, killing people. Yeah, they have no mercy for the humans. The wolves, and the bats too. They kill the humans. When you read the book, the wolves and bats hate the humans. Why? And I won't spoil a story for you, but the wolves and bats hate the humans, and they kill like the people. They kill kids too. Yeah, it's very violent. That's a bit disturbing for the kids, I know, but it's gonna make the story powerful. Because I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm looking at a powerful story. Yeah, this is better than the Rings. I know because it's better than the Rings. It's a masterpiece. Samsara? Yeah. And that's why those Xanus stars are lucky. That's why those Xanus are lucky, man. And why all the Hollywood actors are gonna bang up the word. They're gonna be envious. Yeah. Fuck John, man. You're lucky, man. You get to be part of that amazing story we're all living in Hollywood. Can you please give the bosses a good word for us, man? Please. Oscar Isaac, Adam John, Daisy, really are banging John Maker. Yeah, don't worry about it, guys. I'm gonna give the bosses a good word for you, man. I'm not giving you word. If I asked you for a word, you wouldn't give me word either. I'm not giving you word. He's not gonna give a word, John Maker. He's selfish, yeah. So I'm sorry. So Xanus is a 5-year, yeah. Xanus is a 5-year project, man. Lord of the Rings was a 4-year project. They started pre-production in. Well, once you know, Lord of the Rings was actually like 6 years if you're gonna include the whole process of Peter trying to get the rights. That's like 6 years. In like 1997, he started getting the rights. Peter Jackson already started pre-production when he was discussing Lord of the Rings with Harvey Weinstein for Miramax. Obviously, Harvey Weinstein originally wanted to be 2 movies, and after that, he wanted to narrow it down to 1 movie. But 1 movie didn't work, and Harvey Weinstein already spent like $20 million when you read the book, obviously, in pre-production, and the max amount of money he can fund the movie for was $75 million. So he told Peter and Fran, I want you to make the 3 movies into 1 movie, but they knew they couldn't do that without telling a terrible story. You can't scram all of Lord of the Rings into 1 movie. It won't work. That's why Peter's agent had to fight hard for Peter. Okay, well, can you at least let Peter shop around Hollywood and see if he can get an offer? And all the Hollywood companies rejected him except for New Line. New Line took a gamble on Lord of the Rings. It ended up paying off. Lord of the Rings not be a masterpiece, obviously. That's the story, right? When you read the book. Something like that, right? Yeah. Why did New Line only make Lord of the Rings for $9 million? Because they took a gamble. It was risky. They took a big risk making Lord of the Rings. Because back then, fantasy movies were not that... were very risky. Nowadays, fantasy movies are less risky, obviously. But back then, back in the 90s and all, so fantasy movies were risky to do. So hence why they to limit the risk, they had to make it for less money. They only made it for $90 million each. New Line. But still paid off. Lord of the Rings still made money. It was a huge hit. And the movie looked amazing, obviously. So, Sarah? But Peter Jackson doesn't have to worry about the rights and all stuff and shopping around Hollywood companies because I own the Xanus brand. I own all the rights for the book rights, the film rights, the merchandise rights, the game rights. I own all the rights to that. It's all mine. Because I'm in the business of my book, I can easily fund the movie for one. I can easily give Peter a $1.8 million budget for Xanus. Unlimited budget, yeah, for the movie, 3 volumes. That way he's not stressed out and he's not limited in what he can do like he did for Lord of the Rings. When you watch the documentary behind the scenes, Peter Jackson says, yeah, I want to do this for the Rings, but we couldn't afford it. Peter Jackson, I believe, wanted the Rings to look more CGI for the film, but they couldn't afford it, hence why they applied practical effects for the Rings. They looked amazing. They looked very amazing, the Rings. When they add the special effects, the Rings were fucking creepy. Hence why I want the orcs having the prosthetic mask. And you apply the visual effects words and they're devils, but they look a bit more natural. But Peter Jackson said in the documentary, yeah, we couldn't afford this, we couldn't afford that. Yeah, they were limited. Most of the sets for Lord of the Rings were miniature sets. Miniature sets are like small little sets that can be the size of a table, the size of a room. And they take a camera and they shoot it. They take a shot footage of the miniature set. They would apply the special effects towards it. It looks amazing, obviously. Like the Black Gate was not a big set. It was a miniature set, a small miniature set. They filmed it. They took the footage. They put the special effects towards it. It looks like a big Black Gate. Whereas for my movie, I don't have to have miniature sets for my movie. I can easily afford to build all my sets. Because we don't even have to have miniature sets for your movie. We can afford to build all the big sets. Because you have a big, like, $40 million budget towards sets. I know, Peter. I gave him all the budget. Yeah, for Lord of the Rings, we have to do small miniature sets, Ivan. We couldn't afford it, Ivan. I was limited. We only had a 94 million. You like gave me a shitty $9 million budget, Ivan. People told me that. Yeah, I was limited in what I could do. Yes, Peter, and even with that $9 million budget, your movie still looked amazing. Yeah, I know, Ivan. It still looked amazing. You can only imagine how amazing this movie will be, Ivan. The Xanus will be, Ivan. You're putting $1 billion towards special effects? Holy shit. He's all shocked. Ivan, the amount of money you're putting towards visual effects, $330 million, is more than my entire budget for my 3 Lord of the Rings movies, Ivan. So you do the math of what kind of technology you're looking at for your movie. Yeah, it's something breathtaking, man. Something revolutionary. Yeah. Something unheard of. Yeah. Something unheard of. Yeah, man. Something unheard of. Samsara? For the movie, yeah, man. Yeah. So Ivan, you're not gonna have miniature sets for your movies? Nah. I don't need to have miniature sets. I can afford to build all my sets. The castle, Eli's house, Saphius, the forest, the mountains. I can easily afford to build like a big, like 1 acre mountain. And all the extras walk through the mountain. I can afford it because I have a big $40 million budget toward that. With extras. Yeah, we can afford all this, Ivan. Yeah. Ivan, we can literally build like a huge mountain. Like an artificial mountain, put a pathway in there and all the extras drain through there. We can afford it, Ivan. Lord of the Rings, we have to rely on CGI for that, yeah. Yeah. We can afford to build a mountain like this. Not that big, obviously, but like you guys get the picture. We can afford to build a big like 1-2 acre mountain like that. This is an artificial mountain. We can afford to build a mountain like that. Not that big, obviously. We can't afford that. That's huge. But like you guys get the picture. We can afford to build like a we can afford to build like a 1 acre mountain and a pathway with trees and the access journey through there. And when you apply the visuals towards that, it looks amazing. At the Cavern City, we can actually build like a 1 acre Cavern City, and we can fit all 5,000 actors in there. In the movie, and the world looks amazing. Whereas for Lord of the Rings, they have to rely on blue screen, green screen for that. They built a small little tiny set for Moria, and they have to rely on the special effects and the blue screen and green screen. It still looked amazing when you watch the movie. You don't imagine how amazing the world will look like for my movie, man. Because I have a huge budget towards special effects, visual effects, set building, cameras. Yeah. Because Ivan, 1 billion towards your movies already like high tech enough. And you're making a movie for almost $2 million. He's like, holy shit. It's all shocking. You gave me an olive with the budget, Ivan. Ivan, I can afford whatever I want. No, Ivan, seriously, whatever I want to do, whatever ideas I have in my mind I want to do for the wolves and the bats, having to be horrific beings. You know what I'm saying? The war, the extras, the cameras, the sapling. We can afford it all, Ivan. I can afford it all. We don't have to build those small miniature sets like I did for other things. We can easily build big sets. Yeah, like a big set. Yeah, I can afford it. My budget's huge. Yeah. Evan. Yeah. Evan. I suppose it is a masterpiece. Yeah. All right, will you make changes to the book? Of course I will. I'm going to change probably a good 25% of what's in the book. Because there's some scenes in the book that will not translate on screen. People might tell me, I even cut that out. We don't need that in the movie. And sometimes I'll change a few things that happen in the book when I adapt it to the screen, and I'll miss some stuff. Or I'll add some stuff. So I'll either add stuff to make it more interesting, change stuff, change the scene, or completely omit the scene. Because there's some scenes in the book people tell me, I even cut it out. It's not good for the movie. We don't need that in the movie. You might tell me that. But most of the stuff that's in my book is good. It will adapt well on screen. Most of your stuff in your book will adapt well on screen, but some things you might have to change or cut out. And me, Peter, and Frank and Motor, we work on the script. We write an amazing script together, man. An amazing 3 volumes of Xanus, an amazing movie. Yeah, man. Hey, give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna go upstairs and get some water. I'm thirsty, man. I drank a lot of alcohol today, so I need water, man. I'm gonna go upstairs and get some water, guys. Back in a sec. Hope you guys know this show. Back in a sec, guys. Skip it if you don't wait, guys. Skip it. Alright, you guys, I'm back. Well, I was just get some water. Yeah. Why are you drinking water, Ivan? Because you know when you drink a lot of alcohol, you crave liquids. As I'm drinking water, right? Yeah. Yeah. You need to show Peter Ivan and John Howe and Alan Lee what Aratat and them you want Aratat to look like.
Even though a lot of
So I'm saying? Yeah, I want the demon wolves to look like this in the movie. Stop scariness, right? Yeah, Aratat, the king of the south, guys, a devil. Look at that. Imagine demons like that. Me and Yakus fight demons like that, man. So picture that scene with Faramir. He's all like scared a little bit. And you have demons like this approaching, man. And like, you're looking at a masterpiece, man. Aratat, king of the south. Yeah, demons like that, guys. Look at that. Yeah. Here's Ivan. You want the demon wolves to look like that? I'm like, yeah, Peter, they're devils. He's like... Peter's all shocked. He's like, holy shit, Ivan, you're looking at our mouses, man. The wolves in the photo, guys, man. These are devils, Ivan, I know. I would imagine the army looked like that approaching like Helm's Deep, man. You're looking at a masterpiece, Ivan. And the Exodus, the demon bats, too. Yeah, Ephesus is a devil, too. Looking at an amazing movie. So if you felt for Faramir in that scene when the orcs were not that scared in Lord of the Rings, imagine a scene like that. You see me and I'm a bit like scared, and you see Eretan and the demon wolves approaching. You're like, holy shit, man! Please don't die. They're fucking devils, man. That's why looking at a sick movie. The best movie choice ever made, man. No, we better Lord of the Rings. This is better Lord of the Rings. I hope he's better Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Better Lord of the Rings, son. Yeah, man. Yeah. 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 When you add some battle scenes to the movie, I might. The book already has enough battle scenes, but I might add a few things to make it more interesting, obviously. The chances are I will not. Like, the book has more than enough battle scenes in it, though, when you read it. Yeah, but Peter might want to add, I don't know, I want to add a few things in the movie. So a few more battle scenes. Okay, that's fine, Peter. Like, for example, I won't spoil the story for you. In Volume 1, you have the landmarking. You have a landmarking. I won't tell you what city, obviously. And there's 3 wolves. In the movie, we might have maybe 30 wolves mark it instead of 3. You can add stuff to the movie to make it more interesting, obviously. Add more scenes with the eagles. Obviously, you know the eagles, yeah. Add more scenes with the eagles, because the eagles are very minor characters in the book when you read it. And the crows are a bit more major than the eagles. The eagles are very minor. They barely have any scenes in the book. You can add a few scenes in the movie with the eagles. My idea for Volume 1 is the eagles tell Tactius and all them and young Tactius stories. Yeah, they tell them stories and stuff like that. You can do that to make it more interesting. They tell them stories, Ivan. I'm like, yeah, that's an idea I have. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They tell them stories. Yeah, you can do that in the movie to make it more interesting if you want. Yeah. So, Ivan, you want the demonic wolves to look like that? I'm like, yeah. And they call them the Wolves of Rak, the Devil Wolves of Rak. I'm like, yeah, the Devil Wolves of Rak. He's like, Ivan, like, that's sick. That's a cool name, Ivan. The Wolves of Rak, Ivan. Oh, yeah, the Wolves of Rak. Ivan, that's cool. You know, I said, I'm looking at a masterpiece. I hope you're the Wolves of Rak. Oh, yeah, for the Wolves of Rak. I'm looking at a sick movie. Here's Blind Boys, here's the movie, yeah. He's Blind Boys, here's the movie, yeah. It's actually funny. I said, yeah. That's cool, Ivan. Jose, he's Blind Boys, here's the movie, Peter. Yeah. It's actually funny, I'm saying. Yeah. Well, Peter asked for money. Yes, he will. He's a greedy pig, man. I don't know. Once I offer him his $85 million base deal, $700 million of the film profits, from the film profits, obviously back end money, and $200 million for the merch. Peter might want more for the movie. I what about $1 billion? I'm like, no, Peter, you're getting greedy. You got $700 million. I've what about $400 million for the merch? I'm like, no, Peter, you get $200 million. That's good enough. And you get your $85 million base, and you're not gaining any money off the game. What I'm paying you, that's a $1.2 billion deal, Peter. That's enough money for you. Stop being greedy, man. You don't make this in Hollywood. It's a delight. I'm just messing with you, man. I want to check out I know, but you're greedy, but I'm not paying more money. So I'm saying. Just know that I gave you a good deal and stop thinking about the amount of money you're making. Yes, we're making way more than you because we're bigger than you and we're the boss. We're God, we're special, we're bigger than you. That's why we're making way more than you. But just know that I gave you a good deal and stop being greedy. So I'm saying. It's still Ivan. I just message you, man. This is more not money for me. Yeah, it's more not money for you, Peter. Stop being greedy. So, Sarah. Yeah. You have two choices. You can either sign Fran and Peter to that deal, or you sign Peter to that deal and you can pay Fran a little bit of money, but Fran is still sharing the money with Peter when they get their check, right? Because that's his wife. I'll pay Fran like her 5 for the movie. That's good enough for her. Ivan, what the heck, man? My husband, yeah, Fran. Peter's money is your money. He's your husband. You're gonna share the money with him when he gets paid. And so I'll pay you your $5 million as my assistant producer and my co-writer. That's a good paycheck for Fran. That's like $7 million in his own money. Good paycheck for Fran. Then Peter signs his master deal, and the money that he makes is yours. You're sharing the money together. It's a good deal for you guys. So, Sarah. And Philip Boyens, I might have her call him boy, but I don't need Philip Boyens. Like, Fran's enough to help me and Peter with the script, right? Here's the guy, we don't need Philip Boyens. But Philip Boyens helped me write Lord of the Rings, Ivan. You should have her call on board. Okay, maybe. I might have Philip Boyens call on board. But it's just going to cost me more money, Sarah. Yeah. Philip Boyens, I can pay her if I choose her. I can pay her at 3.5. She lives in New Zealand too, Philip Boyens, I believe, right? Yeah, Philip Boyens lives in New Zealand too, I believe. Right? Does she live in New Zealand? Oh, Philippa Boyens. That's her name, huh? Yeah, she lives in New Zealand. Yeah. But how much is she worth, though? Doesn't say. Oh, Peter and Fran are not married. They're partners. They're not married. They're partners. They have kids together, but they're not married. They're partners. Yeah, I think last time I checked, Philippa Boyens was worth like $10 million. You can pay her like $3.5 million for the movie. So this New Zealand, that's like a $6 million deal. I don't know, $5.5 million. That's $5.5 million for New Zealand. That's a good paycheck for Philippa Boyens. Pay her like a 3.5 for the movie, but you have to split her money. Obviously, you have to split it. Obviously, but chances are I will not have Philippa Boyens on for my movie. Fran's enough. Fran and Peter and Guillermo del Toro are not. It's enough help for us to write the script. It's enough help for us. I don't need Philippa Boyens. I'm sorry. Unless Peter suggests, Ivan, you should have her call on board, man. You can help us a lot with the script. Like, Peter, I have you. I have Fran and Guillermo del Toro. That's enough. Yeah, that's enough. We don't need Philippa Boyens. Yeah, we don't need Philippa Boyens, Peter. Don't hate him, son. Yeah. So I'm sorry. When I work on the script, I'm saying I'm blown away by how creative Peter is, how Fran is, are helping me out. Like, holy shit, these guys know their shit. Yeah. And they helped me out. We ended up writing an amazing script together, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Peter. I'm saying? We're going to go downstairs. You get your tea. I get my coffee. Fran gets her coffee or tea. Guillermo del Toro gets his tea or coffee. We lock ourselves in my office. We work on the script for 3 hours every day. And you gotta take your notes, Peter, when you go to your hotels. I'm sorry. It's very important for the movie. And I'll show Peter Prince of Egypt and all that stuff to help him out. That way I give him ideas. I'm sorry. Yeah. we end up writing a masterpiece together, man. Yeah. Will Peter agree with your casting decision? Yeah, he will. He's like, yeah, Ivan, all the actors you're thinking of for Xanus are actually really good for the role, Ivan. I can picture Yvonne George as Papyri, the farmer boy. Ivan, I can picture Danielle Menendez Mary. She looks like a Mary, I know. So, Ivan, you chose the right cast, man. I can picture Ariana Grande as Belle, Ivan. He'll tell me that. She's a bit weird. Yeah, I know. And I can picture Danielle Menendez Mary. Holy shit, Ivan, you chose the right cast. Yeah. I can picture Don Cheadle's Mary as Ivan. I can picture Takis the First as Idris Elba. I show him the pictures. Yeah, I can picture him as your father, Ivan. You know, I can picture John Isaiah as Eli Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, you chose the right cast. I can picture Carl Urban's going as Ivan. Yeah. You chose the right cast. I know, Peter. Yeah, Ivan, you're all prepped, huh? You chose the right cast. Yeah, I can picture all these guys for the role, Ivan. I know. I can picture John Boyega as Tessitoni as Ivan, and Jimon as Cassius, the general of the army. Ivan, he kind of looks like you know. So I'm like, yeah, Peter. Ivan, you chose the right cast. I know, Peter. I chose the right cast. Well, other actors have to compete for the job. And then my casting director will look at it, and all the narrowed candidates, she lets me and Peter know, and Guillermo Toro and VJ know who are the best candidates for the job, obviously. So tell the casting director all the actors who are your first choice, and the other actors have to compete with them, and the ones who the casting director likes, the casting director lets me, Peter, and VJ and Guillermo Toro know. And we look at the reels for the narrowed candidates. You guys have to do the dirty work and look at all the reels, and you have to narrow it down. So, Sarah, to the best candidates for the movie. Yeah. So, Sarah? Yeah. So the actors for Zanes will be a bit tired and stressed out when they film the movie. Yeah, they will. Because I paid them a lot of money, they're going to work hard for me. And they're going to have a blast filming the movie. Yeah, even though it's dirty work, man, I'm having a blast filming this movie because they know the end product will be so cool, man. Once they apply the visual effects towards it and all that stuff and the music and everything, the movie, they're badass in it. All the actors in this work their ass off for me. Peter works his ass off for me. We make an amazing movie together, yeah. So, Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. Evan. Yeah. So Peter will be a bit shocked by how creative you are. Yeah, he will. He's like, holy shit, you're very creative. I'm like, yeah, Peter, I'm creative. I have the gift. I know what's best for my story. I know, I co-write the script, I come up with this idea. Peter's like, Ivan, that's a good idea. He's like, holy shit, you're creative. And then, like, Fran and Peter also come up with amazing ideas, too. We all give input into the script, and we end up writing an amazing script together. Yeah. Ivan, this script is just as good as my Lord of the Rings. I know, Peter. It's just as good as Lord of the Rings. Amazing script. Come on. Some Sarah. That's why Zane's the best movies ever made. And what? And my Zane's book will be a masterpiece, obviously. My Dax will be a masterpiece. That's why the gates won't control your brand, Ivan. You know how good it is, yeah. They're not touching a dollar on my book, man. Zero. That Miser Me VJ's not for you. You're just a greedy pig. There you go. So Ivan, you know what you're doing. You're giving all the actors, yeah, even though I know the Hollywood actors are not worth my royalties, especially the base actors. Like John Boyega, Carl Urban, and Von Joji, and like the Young Man are not worth my royalties. Even the A-listers are not worth my royalties, but I'm nicer to give them royalties. That way they're not angry and they work hard for me. Because trust me, people will tell me, Ivan, what you're paying them is good enough. Like $4 million for Von Joji is enough. You don't have to give him royalties, Ivan. He gets $250K for the merch, $1.5 for the game. That's good enough, Ivan. You don't have to give him royalties. People will tell me, these are your billions, Ivan. Why are you giving them a piece of your money, Ivan? You're fucking crazy. You're the main show, not them. People will tell me that. I'm like, I know, Peter, but if you give them a piece of the royalties, they share the goal with us. They're going to work harder for us. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I can afford it. I'm going to make a lot of money off my movie. I'm only giving them a little piece of it, Peter. That way they work hard for me and they're not pissed off. If I pay them their flat salary, it's still worth their ass for me. But they might be a bit pissed off because they want a piece of that gold. Yeah, I wish I can get a piece of Ivan's gold. Ivan Vijay's gold. Whereas if you give them a piece of the gold, they're now more invested in your movie because they're sharing the gold with you. And they even work even a little bit harder. They push it even further to the limit because they're getting paid. They know they're going to get paid more money. And they work hard for me and they destroy the role of the movie. And they're all like, yeah, Ivan was generous enough to give me royalties, man. Even though we know we're not worth his royalties, he gave us royalties and we worked fucking hard for him. And they all work together. They might have that meeting, okay, guys, Ivan and VJ paid us a lot of money, more than what I make in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he gave us a piece of the gold. Let's work our ass off for him. Let's make an amazing movie together, man. Oscar performances. And they all destroy the role, man. Better acting than even those actors in Lord of the Rings. If you think Sean Astin's performance in Lord of the Rings was good, Elijah Wood's performance was good, Viggo's performance was good, Orlando Bloom's performance was good, and all the other actors' performance was good, think of acting better than that. They completely, utterly destroyed the role. Whereby you guys are like, holy shit, man, these actors acted their ass off. Yeah, because I paid them a lot of money, man. They all signed massive deals. They're getting paid. Because they work hard for me. Yeah. If you think Carl Urban's acting is good Lord of the Rings, think of something 3 times better than that for my movie. Because he signed like his $12 million deal, which is like a $15 million deal in his New Zealand money. Like, $50 million deal is a fucking massive contract for Carl Urban. He'll never make that in Hollywood. That's how much A-listers making in Hollywood. He has to work hard to destroy the world. Yeah, I have to work, but I'm going to work much harder for you, man. Like, for Lord of the Rings, I made like $100K, Ivan. And you pay me my $12 million deal. I'm going to work much harder for you, Ivan. Destroys the role. He's getting paid. Walking away like $7 million's bank. Carl Urban. That's a lot of money. He'll work his ass off for me, man. He got paid, man. And he works really hard. They all work really hard for me because I pay him a lot of money, and then we end up making an amazing movie together. The work is much easier for Peter. Peter won't have to worry about trying to get more out of the actors. They all lose themselves in character, and they work so hard for Peter. The work is a bit easier for Peter because they're all working so hard for him because I paid a lot of money. Whereas for Lord of the Rings, Peter sometimes have to get some of the acting out of the actors because the actors they did blood, sweat, and tears for nothing, for peanuts. For Lord of the Rings. And so my Scotch is going to boil the water, and Xanus was the best movie ever made. Anyways, It's 0-0, guys. I talked for now 70 minutes. That's long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Stay tuned. I'll make a video tomorrow after my shift at Coco Fruity. The Soundman, I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Bye. Peace out.